So yes, ma'am. The Nolanville Fire Department was created in 23, and it was through I think through a county need. Um, we collectively kind of talked about it and decided to pursue an emergency service district that would kind of encompass everything between Harker Heights and Killeen through to the edge of Belton, and then from Salado over to Fort Hood to the Fort Hood property. And if by doing that we can provide better funding for the fire service, and this wasn't done to eliminate volunteers. It was done, or it is being done, to kind of assist everybody with funding and create a better fire service for the entire area.
Thank you.
So this signifies the new proposed ESD number 3, so Bell County ESD number 3. It stretches all the way from Fort Hood, City of Killeen, city limits, City of Harker Heights city limits, City of Tipple city limits, City of Belton city limits, and then from Belton Lake down to Stillhouse Hollow Lake, and all the unincorporated area in between those city limits and the 2 lakes makes up the proposed Bell County ESD 3 service.
Back in the 40s, emergency services districts were created for kind of rural areas that didn't have the funding for fire departments. And through that process, ESDs have kind of come into play. And initially, they were funded at 3 cents on $100 from property tax. Now, over the years, the last time that was reevaluated was in the 80s, and that number is now at 10 cents, which being the maximum that you can be charged on your property tax is 10 cents per $100 of evaluation on a property. That's where the funding comes from for the emergency service district. Well, that's kind of still to be determined. There, in the overall picture that we would like to see is the emergency service district is created, and then we work in conjunction with Sparta Valley and Central Bell to whatever extent that works out to be, and add paid personnel, ESD personnel to those stations, and eventually as the ESD grows, we'll be able to put newer apparatus, but initially we'll be able to provide better personnel, or not better personnel, but more personnel for better services, which in turn will also allow the City of Belton and Salado, ESD 1, to provide us with automatic aid agreements, which the chief in Salado and I talked even today about automatic aid agreements. And right now they have what's called a mutual aid agreement. So if a call comes in Central Bell's area and they have volunteers available, they'll send volunteers, but the paid people that are in Salado, they won't send because they don't know if they're gonna have coverage from Central Bell. Now, an automatic aid agreement would allow them to, on the initial call, they know people are coming from Bell County ESD 3, so they're going to send their available people, which is also it'll add to the number of people that are on scene initially, which will affect the ISO rating. Will give us better numbers for the ISO rating, ultimately bringing property insurances down. So
that's a good point to make.
Yes, ma'am.
And it all hinges on the vote for the
It
November
does.
4th election.
It does.
Okay. So we urge everyone to get out and vote. Early voting is going on now. Please check our special election section for locations and times. And then the November 4th election, the total of that will determine where the future of this district goes.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you so much for speaking with us today.
Thank you very much.